right there. There we go. 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Shane, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com.
Thank
we
you,
are
Mike. Good to
we're
see you.
somewhat in the dark this week. A new computer. I'm still trying to get things figured out. That's just the kind of week it's been.
I get your IT department to help you out.
Yeah. And who knows where IT is right now? They could be in Sioux Falls for all I know.
Probably under your job title.
Yeah, shout out to my former coworkers in the Sioux Falls office there. But yes, we're back here. You've got the orange hat, you've got the tree stand beard ready to go. Are we getting any hints this year as to where the mayor's super secret, secret probation edition hunting location is going to be? Where did you spend all last weekend?
It was in Portage County. It's not too far from Wisconsin Rapids, so I spend that time with a close friend, and yep, I have the orange hat on for celebration, which I did receive when I did a bear hunt up in Phillips with a family, a Truchinski family. I can't believe it or not, I had a blast up there, and so every year during gun season, I wear my orange hat in celebration of a great adventure I had in my life, but. It's beard season, so the beard's going, and I even pulled out a flannel shirt for today.
Indeed, yeah, I'm
got
impressed.
All the bases covered.
Yeah, the only thing you don't have is the blaze orange vest, but then again, of course, you're in a tree stand. You're not walking the sloughs or anything for pheasants, so that's maybe a little less important, but still something that. We want to bring up because it's a big deal here in Wisconsin. I was actually surprised when I moved here from Minnesota and South Dakota that you can walk into the Quick Trip and get a deer license, because everywhere else I've been, it's a lottery. But yeah, you're one of the ones I would say that's probably equal to, if not more passionate about it than others.
Yeah, I absolutely look forward to deer season and spending a time with a great bunch of people and family and friends, and we kind of make a week of it, and it's a lot of good food and a lot of stories, and hopefully some big bucks in there.
I think the food is probably the most important part. So one of these days I'm going to get you a good chislic recipe, because remember, there's a difference between chislic and just some sort of plain ordinary steak tips, lamb tips, whatever it may be. There is a certain way you make chislic. You're aware of this, correct?
I am not, so I'll be very curious.
All right. There is a restaurant in Sioux Falls that serves nothing but chislic.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is delicious. You get the right seasonings on there, just the right combination. I'll tell you what, it'll change your life.
Yeah, I have over the top chili for deer camp, so it's a really unique way to make chili on the old pellet grill, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So, what do you want people to know then about hunting season to be prepared for it, besides avoiding Mayor Shane's super secret tree stand area in Portage County, where you have claimed all of the bucks in that area?
Yeah, at least I'm trying to. I think that most importantly, it's mentor hunting is a great thing in Wisconsin. And I think making sure our youth have opportunities to pick up the passion that a lot of us have. And so if you can mentor a hunter, that's great. And be safe, and alcohol and guns do not mix. And just looking for a happy, healthy week. The weather, the weather is going to be actually deer hunting weather, and is deer hunting weather. And so, dress appropriately and just be careful.
Absolutely. Well, we'll look forward to hearing the story about the big chase and the big catch over in December, when we chat before the end of the year. But right now, as far as city business goes in Wisconsin Rapids, you've gotten what most everybody looks forward to at this time of year every year already in place, your city budget. So let the people know, is it good news or bad news, at least on the city's quarter of that postcard that's coming next month?
So on Tuesday, the council did adopt a budget. We did the budget process a little bit differently this year. we kind of used a committee of the whole process, which involves the whole council, which I think was a good thing because our whole council felt throughout the whole process they were able to participate versus just part of the council and the finance committee process. So I was happy to see that. Going through the process, they've approved hiring 3 additional firefighters through the budget to help with their call volume, and also to approve to apply for a grant, as Wausau did. And so hopefully they'll see an additional 3 firefighters through a grant process here in Rapids. I think at the end of the day, it's about just shy of a 2.9% tax increase, which is, I guess, when we look at cost of supplies, that's our biggest driver. Is driving some of our budget things is with supplies for our road construction crew and those kind of aspects. So yeah, we did see a modest tax increase, unfortunately, but for the most part, a big controversy down here was the library. A cutting several $100,000 was put back in there, and that's kind of maintained and kept that intact. So all those things are, if you don't cut anything on the budget and you keep the funding the same, there's going to be a modest tax increase, and so that's what ended up happening this year, and our bills will be out in December.
Yeah, indeed. And as far as the road work goes for next year, you mentioned a lot of those supplies and things like that are going up. Did you take a look then at all at the projects that you had on tap to see if maybe you could find a way to level that out a bit, put something off for the next couple of years, or did you pretty much go forward as planned?
So a big road project that was in the budget that was kind of discussed was on a Riverview Expressway, kind of under downtown area. It's actually a state highway. To me, it's getting to the point of being unsafe, and we're trying to work with the state because it is their road, and I guess I personally believe that we pay tax dollars for that, and that it's their responsibility. But our engineering department put together a proposal to redo a large part of it in asphalt, and it was to the tune of $600,000. And through the council discussion, and I'm not in favor of spending that, being that it is a state project, and our local taxpayers shouldn't have to pay twice for that road. So once that was taken out, that really kind of closed any budget gaps that we had, and which made, I think, our budget process a whole lot easier once that was removed.
And is that then going to be on the state's radar for possible reconstruction or repaving in the next few years?
I don't know about the next few years, but it's definitely something we're pushing. And so, talking to our legislators and our engineering is talking to the engineering there. We have A Street too that has outlived its life. Our main roads, which are state highways, have come to their end of their life, and they are set to do some of that work, but unfortunately, it's been left to the state that it's in, and now it all needs to be done. And it's really kind of hard to phase something when it's been left to get to this point. And it's really unfortunate because I have higher expectations of our state and their road system and all this money that's being put into the infrastructure by the state, and we've been missed. And it's unfortunate.
So
it kind of upsets me a little bit because these roads are not good, and it's their responsibility.
Right. So then I guess the message you have for maybe residents in Wisconsin Rapids is, reaching out then to your lawmakers, to Scott Krug and Patrick Teston. I believe Patrick covers a portion of your city as well. Is that what you want residents to do right now, is kind of be pushing that at the state level?
We've even kind of talked about, we put a sign at each end of the road and say, please call your state legislatures to discuss the condition of these roads because they are getting kind of rough. But, I've talked to them before, and, everyone's hands are, they're not doing anything. They're doing what they can do. And, it's just trying to highlight the priority of it and trying to make sure it's more of a priority, unfortunately, than somebody else's project. Because everybody in every community has these priorities out there, and they want to see their roads fixed, but it's really trying to push and fight that our road's a little bit more in need than their road. And unfortunately, somebody has to lose something for us to gain something, but it's time. It's time. You hear from motorcyclists that don't even want to ride on the road anymore.
Right. And 'cause we had a similar situation here in Wausau. We did get something done with it on Grand Avenue, which is Business 51. They did at least patch some of it. I can't remember that I don't think it was a complete reconstruction, but they did do some work on it to improve the condition. So I guess what I'm saying is from that experience, some of these projects can be moved up because we were looking at 5, 10 years out. Have you gotten any indication then from the state now that this is at least on their radar and it's something that they're looking at scheduling, even if it's not right away?
Yeah, so what I've been told is that we do have some blocks scheduled, and not so much to say, but you need to decide what the priority is. Because they are committing to do some projects here in the next several years. So we kind of really have to determine where the greatest priority and needs are, but that does not take away from anything that is the other projects that are part of that
Mhm.
same road system that are still in dire need of repair and looked at.
Absolutely. So then, ideally, I'm sure you would have liked to have seen this done yesterday, but still, it is something that you would like to see in the next couple of years then from the state,
Oh,
correct?
absolutely. At least a commitment that we're going to do these sections on this year kind of thing versus right now it's a little bit more up in the air.
Mhm. Well, hopefully we can. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about some progress here in the next few years. But obviously, like you said, when you're dealing with the state, things tend to move at the speed of government, which is not very fast, and it's even slower. It seems sometimes the higher up you go in the ranks.
Sometimes it is.
Right. Indeed. But one of the things we do want to leave you on a happy holiday Christmassy note, because of course it is that time of year. You've got the Rekindle the Spirit parade coming up day before Thanksgiving. Always a
Correct.
tradition. It's a great parade. I have been in it a
Yeah.
time or two. Great to see everybody lined up. But what do you want people to know about this year's event, and how are you working to make it bigger and better?
Yeah, it's our Chamber of Commerce sponsors this event. The Heart of Wisconsin, they do a phenomenal job. They have for many years. It goes from 5:45 till about 7:30. There'll be a parade, lighting, people everywhere. Let's have to see what the weather does for us.
Indeed, it looks like it's going to be a bit on the chilly side, but of course that can change in a day or two. I think my favorite part about this one is certainly the lights. It seems like every year there's always somebody that really goes above and beyond with one of their floats or displays, and it's like, wait a minute, where did you find time to do that?
It's amazing the amount of time, the amount of things that people can do in a set amount of time, and how they can pull it off and making some of those floats and those, some of those Christmas things. Because I'm always impressed.
And of course, when the WSAU Jeep, which is going to be there on Wednesday, I will not be driving it. I believe Chris is going to be driving it. All we do is we break out the clear duct tape and we string Christmas lights all around the top of the Jeep. I mean, that's about all you can do, but
There's not a lot of options.
we still like to try to find at least some way to participate, even if it's like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree setup.
Got to appreciate Charlie Brown. But we
Indeed.
also can't leave because we have to talk a minute about our dog park. This
Oh,
has been
sure.
a huge passion for me. I think it's been a loss for a community by not having a dog park. And so recently, our Park and Rec Commission approved spending up to $130,000 out of our park outlay account, which is based upon room tax dollars. And so the creation of our dog park will sound like it's going forward. Next month, through in December, we're going to take it to our finance property and council for their oversight and approval of it. And yeah, so hopefully next year you'll be able to visit a nice dog park down in Wisconsin Rapids.
Absolutely. I mean, we kind of have to, as much as we've talked about this. And some people might, as you mentioned it, look at it and say, well, why are we spending any sort of money on this? Well, it's a quality of life thing for
Absolutely.
residents. It's also, in some ways, it can help tourism because people might be more likely to stay at a hotel in an area where they know that they can maybe walk down the street or go around the block and let the dog out for a while for a couple hours after being in the car. I know that's one of the big draws
Absolutely.
for the one in Rib Mountain because it's kind of the last stop before you get to the Northwoods and northern Michigan.
Yeah, I think they're becoming an integral and necessary part of a community, and the community our size needs to have a dog park. And our neighboring community, Port Edwards, is working on one. Town of Rome, there's a lot of great dog parks in the area, and so we're just looking to have an additional dog park in the area that people have an option to go to other dog parks, and looking forward to seeing how this one all ends up folding out.
So then, what initially are you going to be having? Is it just going to be kind of fencing and a manicured grassy area?
So this winter we'll probably spend, if council approves it, clearing and doing some, because it is wood. We're going to do some clearing on some deadfall that's taken place from previous storm years ago. So we're going to open it up. We're going to fence it. We're going to have a big dog and a small dog park. It's going to have a parking area with water and lights. And then we figure that maybe down the road that it might be a group that's interested in doing some fundraising to create dog agility course equipment or picnic pavilion area. There's some other opportunities, but the city is going to, kind of take that responsibility of creation of the dog park, kind of doing the basic maintenance of a dog park, and hopefully some groups will find some other needs that they want to kind of work on getting there.
You can never have enough of the doggy doo-doo bags on hand.
Correct.
Those are
Correct.
very important.
Very, very important.
Yes, indeed. Kids, I've lived in apartments where they can't keep those in stock fast enough. Yes, it's an integral part of that area. And of course, you said the maintenance, city's going to take that on. You're looking forward to maybe having some kind of a friend of the dog park group to step in as well, correct?
Correct. Yep, absolutely. I think as it gets developed and gets opened up, that you'll probably have a regular group of people that are kind of take adopted and an interest in that park and the amenities that it has.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, we look forward to that. Congratulations on getting that project through. And again, we will be able to talk to you before the Christmas holiday, but still at the
Yeah.
same time, we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So happy holidays to you and yours, and we'll look forward to chatting again next month.
You also, Mike.